My name is Alan. I am not the police. That is the cop car. Welcome back to the channel. As you guys may remember, I went to the junkyard a couple weeks ago and got a few extra parts for the car, including another dome light, and then this fine thing over here. Well, the entire trunk pack, but that weird kind of crappy looking piece of plastic right there, and I got sun glare, kind of hard to see it, but that little piece of plastic right there is the inner fender liner for the passenger side front wheel well. As you may have seen in one of the prior videos, when the prior owner, the law enforcement agency that had my car, I guess when they were running it, the fender liner fell into the wheel somehow and the tire ate like a quarter of it. So they zip tied it back into place. So that's a couple more things that I got to fix on this vehicle, and then we'll see what we move on to next. Alright, so this is the dome light. And I don't know how well you guys can see this, but it's a little crack right there. I don't know if it's going to focus. Kind of struggling. There we go. But it will be even harder to see, but there is a ton of just little hairline cracks all around the edge of this thing. So as I'm thinking about just popping this cover off and then popping the other one on, since that one looks like it's pretty well done. And then, as I said before, there's the fender liner that's been partially eaten by the tire and zip tied back into place. So I gotta fix that. And then this stud right here actually froze to the lug nut. The last time I got the tire changed, I can't remember if it was flat or what, but the tire, something was wrong with the tire and we had to change the tire out. When they went to remove the lug nut, it was actually stuck on the stud and it broke the stud. So they replaced the stud and then put that really ugly lug nut on there. So I got another set of lug nuts coming at some point. I just ordered them off of eBay, a little $13 set, but I really want to change this ugly one. I don't know if I'll change all the rest of them, but at minimum I want to change that whenever that lug nut comes in. Other than that, let's get started. So in order to remove this, I just took a little flathead screwdriver and just popped it basically. I don't know if that's the right way, but it worked. But this is the one that I got from the junkyard, and you can see it doesn't look like it's too badly torn up, so this ought to be a nice addition, nice switch out, considering it came off a car that was just going to get crushed anyway. Alright, I don't know if you can see this little label here, but yeah, it might be a little shaky, but there's a, I think it says Signal Star 77-570. You can actually see it on the other one too, so they're the exact same thing, which is kind of cool. So all I have to do is switch them out, and actually you can see the other one here is yellowed a little bit, so maybe it's been, maybe this one's been in the car since new, and then this one may have been replaced at some point when it was at the Tampa Police Department. This is not easy to do, holding a camera in one hand and trying to pop the lens on the other, but you guys kind of get the idea. Well, there you go. Popped right off. I guess we got some kind of dead spider creature. But there you go. So the inside of one of these bad boys looks like. And it works. Whoa. Look like it got extra hot in there. Look at that thing. Kind of melted it a little bit at some point. Guess this guy used his dome light a lot. Maybe that's why it was cracking and turning yellow. That's interesting. I wonder if the light bulb's the same wattage. Let's go see. Looks like it says CEC 1156 China. Now I can see there's a little bit of a burn mark on that one too. It's kind of interesting. This is a GE 1141F C5. I wonder if this one doesn't burn as hot. Maybe it won't burn its way through the light fixture. It's interesting. I think I'm gonna switch the light bulbs, just in the interest of not melting the light fixture. Alright, just switch light bulbs, and it does come on. Let's see what happens when the car's running. Ah, there we go, now it stays on. Oh, maybe this one won't melt the fixture. Well, looks a lot cleaner. Doesn't look like it's falling apart anymore, which is kind of cool. Alright, so as you guys can see, hey, my spare tire. I've moved this car away from my little workshop to the garage. And here is my, I guess, tire iron, maybe jack handle too, I don't know. But here's a couple little interesting things. So when I call this car a 9C1, it's actually based off of the package. So you see that second to last item listed there? It says 9C1, so that's a police package. And then for some reason, I don't really have any solid floor, so somebody put some wood in here at some point. Wasn't me. And then I found this in here, which I thought was kind of interesting. Yeah, right way to change a tire, but hey, what kind of car is that? That looks a little bit more like a Crown Vic. Especially with the trunk and tail lights there. Kind of interesting. Oh yeah, there's my little trunk pack. Yeah, at some point I gotta reattach this thing. Now we can see a clearer view of what's going on here. This is where those guys changed the stud. But over here, you can see where this thing's been rubbing. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. That's another rub mark right there. Like some kind of scary ass caterpillar right there. Don't touch that. This tells me this piece must have fallen down at some point. To figure out how to reattach that thing. Oh, I've been hearing a rubbing sound, I just didn't know what it was from. But that makes sense now. I'll have to, next time I'm in the junkyard, I'll have to see how that's set up. Because that doesn't look right. Yeah. That's one of them caterpillars you don't touch. I guess it's trying to cocoon itself. Alright, so I took that bolt out right there. Loosen this one up, and now I gotta cut these little things off. So there we go. I guess that's pretty much all it's holding it on this side. Yep. So here's what I think happened. I think that these clips broke out of here, maybe bumped into something, knocked all this stuff loose, and then this fell, and then the tire ate it. So this thing fell, the tire got hungry, chewed its way through it, and that was the end of that. But you can see the tire's chewing through that too. Alright, got the old fender piece out. There's actually a proper trim tool you're supposed to use to pop these things, but I don't have one, so I very carefully used that thing. Yeah, I know, naughty, naughty, bad, 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 don't do that. Again, I'm not a mechanic. So I'm gonna use whatever's laying around. So now all I really gotta do is pop this thing back into place, and yeah, that is quite the collection of crap. All that crap out of here. I bet in very moist climates like up north, this is probably gonna rot out on other people's cars. This corner right here. I didn't even know all that crap was in there. That's pretty impressive. Might have to clean out the other side one of these days and see if it's just the same. So in case any of you guys want to know how these little nightmares work, basically slide in here and pull this top up and then it releases. But it's not that simple. If you have the right tool, this thing will come apart the way it's supposed to, but because I'm lazy, I didn't go to the store and buy the right tool, I get what I deserve, which is, you know, prying these things apart with like a screwdriver or putty knife or whatever, but that's definitely not the right way to do it, and you can hurt yourself if you're not paying attention, because it's real easy to stab yourself in the hand. So I wouldn't recommend doing it that way. But it worked for me, and if you feel like doing it that way, that's on you. Don't come back to me crying. Anyway, that's how these things work. Basically, you stick this piece in the hole, and then you squeeze these two pieces together, and it creates a lock. And then it looks something like this when it's all done. So, yep, that's how these beautiful joys work. You can see how it's got little teeth in there. Now I get to put that liner in there, and there's some of that crust that fell out. My camera just does not like to focus. There it goes. Alright. Came out of that little hole over there. So we'll get back to putting this thing together. So here's the two pieces side by side. As you can see, this one's actually much bigger because the tire ate that one. So, like I said, the way these things work, kind of get them in the hole, you line them up, and then jam them in there, and then when they're in the desired spot, push that in, and it clicks into place. So there you go. Got one of my screws in there, got another screw in over here. Now I just got to line up all the holes, and see, I already clipped that one in. Just line up all the holes and put the little plastic bundles of joy clips into place. Alright, so there we go. This is what it's supposed to look like. So I got my fender liner in. We'll see if this joker rubs anywhere, and hopefully it doesn't. And hopefully it stays together for a very long time. But only time will tell. There we go. Of course, this is where I put all this back together and then find out the tire still rubs. That'd be a lot of fun. Really not sure what to do with this thing though. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do to make this thing not bump into stuff. But we'll see. I guess I just won't turn the wheel as far. I don't know. I did notice these little clips up here were a little loose, so I just pushed them back in a little harder. Hopefully that was all it takes, but I'll find out eventually, as soon as I turn the wheel. Alright guys, so we have got the wheel back on. And as you can see, the inner fender liner is in there where it's supposed to be. Doesn't even look like I did anything. That's probably a good thing though. Because if you can see that I did something, that means I did it completely wrong. So hopefully this all holds together and I don't have the same problem as the former owner. Still not sure what would cause the fender liner to fall down unless it just popped out of place or something, but who knows, maybe it blew the tire and it knocked a bunch of stuff loose. Anyway, hope you guys appreciated this video, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't done so already, click subscribe. The little bell next to it will give you a notification when the next video comes out. If you like the video, click like. Got a comment for me? Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. We'll see what happens, we'll take it day by day, figure out what the next project is. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and love to all of you. Alright, just a quick bonus clip. Found a couple self-tappers laying around in the trunk of the car, so I just reattached this. Now it's way sturdier. Could probably use a couple more, but now it's actually in there instead of hanging down.